26th of December 2019, I engaged her, and that was where the challenge began. You have your siblings telling you we are not in support of this. You have your mother telling you she's not in support of this, and you have your father not giving you the attention as a father for you taking the process to the marriage. So my plan was that to have a unique marriage. So I was not planning for wedding, but I was planning for marriage, because our generation do plan for weddings. You have people renting cars, renting hall, printing this, doing that. I mean, it's good. But these things were not part of my agenda. For my mom, it was not then again the tribe. How will I belong to 7 meetings, women meeting, and you are saying they will not tie anyigogoro, you are saying they will not wear uniforms? That one will never happen over my dead body. I have contributed in other people's wedding. I have gone there, slept, cooked food, did this, gave my support, danced in other people's wedding. People will come and do that in mine. I said it won't happen.
For him, he already had the kind of wedding he wanted in mind. Personally, I am not a big fan of wedding. I am not tripped by wedding gowns. I'm not tripped by a big occasion. So even when he started mentioning it, I wasn't bothered. I wasn't concerned. What was only a concern was my father didn't want him because he is Idoma. His parents didn't want me because we're Igbos. But eventually we both agreed that it will happen. And once we passed that bridge, we crossed that bridge, that was it.
I want to marry my wife in her father's sitting room, have her family and my father's, her family and my own family seated. We seal the marriage because that is how I have read in the scripture it is, not in church. The pastor can come and bless us. We do it. I receive the blessing. That is the marriage. So many young men are not married because of the high budget they put on ground. You see someone wants to marry a lady, you are plaiting her hair, you are giving her money for hair, you are giving her money, pocket money, and then you are waiting for the day you will make 5 million naira, 6 million naira, that you now waste it in 4 hours.
It happened in front of my father's compound. It just happened for 1 hour. It took about 4 hours talking about bride price. My father didn't want to give me out. I'm sure it was more than 4 hours because they started talking about bride price from 12. They were discussing, they will give you a list. Now they will have to bring out every item on the list to be sure the man bought all those items and be sure it is the item they listed. So when they came to bride price, it was a tug of war. So the wedding now happened for only 1 hour. It happened from 5 to 6 and we were done.
Everything that happened brought a bond between me and her, because we understood that we took this journey not having the full support of both families.
Now, if my mother has an issue, instead of coming to me, she'll rather call my husband, especially if it's spiritual. If she has a dream, she'll say, let me call your husband, I had this dream. My elder sisters would also say, I had this dream, or I'm concerned about something. They call and he prays for them. So they have come to realize that my husband, I didn't sell him to them because I wanted to get married to him. What I said about him has become a reality to them.
My siblings, my family appreciate her. They cherished her. They don't look at, my sisters don't look at her as an in-law. They look at her as a sister.